Those were big hamburgers, weren't they? Welcome to the obedience protection portion of this first annual or semi-annual or quad-annual trial from Full Grip. Our first team up was Thomas with Utina. Yeah, Utina, not Utina. For those of you that couldn't find us this morning, didn't want to get up, didn't care to come out and watch tracking, we had a really excellent job on the field this morning for IPO1 tracking, and the score was 97. In the obedience, in the off-lead heeling, I'd like to see the dog more consistently focused on you. Remember the new, well, since January, I guess it's 9 months old. Eye contact is focus. Whatever it takes to get the dog to look up at your face during training, try and do that. You do the new version of the about turn. It's meant to do as a pivot exercise, so you can come right back, not change speed, and that dog will whip right into position. You don't want to be rounding it off too much. It wasn't bad, but it's still could be tighter. On the change of pace exercises, coming back, gets a little wide, loses a little focus, or just could be more focused on you more constantly during the comeback with the change of paces. Could be a little, the first right turn, the dog could be a little closer to you. The second right turn, the dog could be a little closer to you. And on the far side, could be a little tighter in the about turn. You've almost got it. I'd like to see you work on making that a little bit sharper. When you do come to a stop, I'd like to see the dog react more quickly by sitting. It just was a little slow, dropping her hind quarter. And I just made a note of this. I'm not taking points, but you kind of rounded off. You did sort of a kind of a left hook over to the group. I need to see a definite forward and then definite left, right, left into the group. In the group, I'd like to see more focus. When you go around to the right, there's a little bit of lagging. Your legs are way longer than hers. Maybe you were going a little bit too fast for her. The focus helps a lot of these little half-point deductions. And a little bit wide to the right. And then again, when you stop, I'd like to see her, really sit when you stop more definitely. All that being said, overall, this is still a satisfactory exercise. In the walking sit, in the build-up, I'd like to see more focus as you leave the basic position before you give the command. The dog sits, but I'd like to see a faster reaction to the sit command. She's showing me some consistency. But two little things right there. Overall, this is still a very good exercise. On the down with recall, excellent reaction to the down command. You want to go 10, no less than 10, no more than 15. This is another thing I'm just mentioning because I like the reaction of the dog. The dog was paying attention and did what you said when you said it. But you want to go no less than 10, no more than 15 paces. I counted 6. So think about how many paces you're going before you give the command. She didn't care. She wouldn't have it. On the recall, I'd like to see more speed coming into you on the recall, and then she slows a little bit noticeably when she gets close, and then never really sits completely in front of you. Of course, she's been showing me that. And she's like, okay, come on, are we done with this one? She anticipates the finish. You want to think in increments of 3 seconds when you piece these exercises out. That being said, it's still a satisfactory exercise. On the retrieve, on the flat, I like to see the dog go out and come back faster. back a little bit faster than even the going out. The grip should be calmer and firmer. I'd like to see her more centered in front when she presents, and I'd like to see the finish done a little bit more quickly, but this is still a satisfactory exercise. The retrieve over the meter jump, need to see more power in the jumping. She touches a little bit going over, touches harder coming back. The grip should be calmer and firmer, and she presents in more center to you, but the finish again could be done a lot more quickly. All that being said, this is still a satisfactory exercise. The retrieve over the scaling wall, more power over and back. Again, the grip should be calmer and firmer. Slows down a little bit for the presentation. Correct in front. Again, on the finish, I'd like to see more, more speed. It's hot, it's warm, but they always told me Sables just worked like a champion in the heat. But what do I know? Anyway, this is a good exercise overall. When you get to the send away, I like to see her more focused on the build-up. Focus, focus, focus. Deagle says I gotta watch focus. Eye contact is focus. And then she goes out nice and straight. I'd like to see more speed. When you give the command to lay down, bam, she lays down. Really nice there. And the long down under distraction was excellent. Overall, we have a very high, satisfactory performance today, and the score is 78.
Let's.
I'm glad you have one just like it. Somebody else should share in my misery.
I do have one just like this. I have a relative of this dog at home, and I just saw my dog in disobedience pattern. And you're going to get a score similar to one that I have received several times.
Good. Glad to hear this.
Yeah. Well, let me. Well, I'm done. This morning, for those of you that couldn't find us, we did a really nice. I mean, there were some tough situations and issues this morning. A good 85 track this morning for Ideal 1. In the healing off leash. I noticed that the dog is so focused. She's using her right shoulder as a curb feeler and your knee as a curb.
You've done it.
I have it too.
You can tell.
I'd like not to see the crowding in my dog or yours.
Yep.
I'd like the about turn was okay. I'd like to not see the crowding in the change of pace.
Okay.
My dog and yours. The first right turn was very nice. She's just a little wide on the second right turn over on the high side. The about turn is good, but when you come to a stop, I would like to see the butt all the way down. Hers, not yours. In the group, the focus is there, but there's crowding, especially going left. And God, it's like I'm critiquing myself. And it gets a little wide to the right. A little wide to the right. These are, it's a big point exercise. These are half-point deductions that I know we can eliminate so many of our point losses if we eliminate those half points. Overall, this is still a very good exercise. A little control would be good right now.
Yeah, wouldn't it be?
Mine will sit and lay there.
Mine won't. She wants to play.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Yeah, it does.
The walking sit, a little crowding on build up. The sit is done very, very nicely. Nice position, focused on you when you come back and go back into the basic position. This is a very good exercise. And the down with recall, crowding on the build-up, excellent reaction to the down command. Comes in very nice. I would like to see more center in front of you. The finish is correct. Overall, this is a very good exercise. And the retrieve on the flat, little anticipation of the command. Needs to stay there till you say it. But now I'm finding out in the rest of the exercises why you give the command so quickly. I would like to see a faster finish on this exercise. The retrieve is good.
Okay.
Faster finish and no complete sit when she does finish. I need to see that butt all the way down. Overall, this is still a good exercise. On the retrieve over the meter jump, again, an anticipation of the command, goes over, touches lightly. I'd like to see a better grip on the dumbbell, touches harder coming back, and starts to make a meal of the dumbbell a little bit when it's in front of you, and then the dog kind of anticipates the out and the finish. Overall, though, this is still a satisfactory exercise. In the retrieve over the scaling wall, again, anticipation of the command, just launches at the wall, goes over, grabs a dumbbell. I would like to see the grip calmer and firmer. I would like to see the dog closer in on the presentation this time. And then on the finish, she just never really goes, she's only that far.
I know.
Work on it.
Yep, that's my
Overall, this is still a very good exercise. With the send away, I don't know why you didn't say foos, but you didn't.
That was me bad.
I know, and that was me deducting.
Yeah, I know.
And there needs to be a little bit more control as you're building up toward the send away command. When she gets it, out like a rocket, down when she's supposed to, stays nice on the pickup. Overall, this is a good exercise. The down under distraction was correct, and overall today we finished up good, and the score is 84.
All right.
Where's Walt?